Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy, and if you're stopping by this video, it probably means you're looking into a knife with not a lot of information on it. I recently purchased this knife from Holt Bladeworks and just wanted to share with everyone a little bit about them, a little bit about their product, uh, just so then you have a better understanding on what they're providing, as well as the quality, fit and finish, things like that. Because when I first was interested in the knife, there was not a lot of information about it, so sort of took a gamble on a new maker and jumped on board and really love his product that he's putting out. Um, what you see before you is a box from Holt Bladeworks. This is the maker that I'm talking about. His name is Joe Holt. It's a small shop selling right now just a single folder with a lot of customization options, and I'll be able to show you that in a sec. So typically it'll come in a box like this, really nice presentation, really love the logo, and the knife will come in a padded foam box, really sturdy, hard foam really, to protect the knife during shipment. Along with that, it comes with I guess you could say, a certificate of authenticity with the information on the knife as well as the um, company itself. Uh, Maintenance information, so he actually encourages you to take it apart to clean and lubricate if need be, and if debris starts building up. This is the information on the knife. This is the Specter model. Uh, as you can tell, has a lot of information, a lot of customization on it, and this here is a little bit more about the company itself, and if you want to find out more about what they do, how they do it, uh, and features of the knife, definitely check out their website, um, which is holtbladeworks.com. And now onto the knife. Here is the Holt Specter. Holt Bladeworks Specter. It's a frame lock flipper. Fairly good size. I would say it's a medium sized knife. Uh, as you can tell, there's a lot of colors on here. He offers a lot of customization, so you could actually customize the color of the scale, hardware, backspacer, and pocket clip as well. Really smooth flipping action. One thing he really has improved on this knife compared to other knives is the detent. He uses, instead of a detent ball, a different type of technology. It's actually incorporated, I believe, into the lock bar. So instead of a ball, he has like a little ramp that rides on the blade itself. So one thing he says is that it gives a perfect detent every time, which I believe it does. Excuse me. The handles are made of titanium, which gives all those wonderful colors, as well as the hardware and pocket clip and backspacer, which is why you could have so many choices in anodization. And on his website, when you do place the order, when it's available, they'll have a lot of drop-down menus for you to choose from, including a different style pivot too. So I wanted to go with something a little bit different that I haven't seen too much before from other makers, personally anyway. The handles, they have also different handle patterns available. I chose the starburst pattern. They also have pinstripes and I believe a plain one too. They all have different finishes, so that could affect the color of the anodization, so do take that into consideration. The blade itself, made out of M390 steel, has the company logo, M390 on the back, comes out of very nice polish, very sharp. I think his packaging advertises irresponsibly sharp too, so do be careful, it is very sharp. The flipper tab has just a bit of jimping, which catches very little for deployment and flips out perfectly. The lock bar does have a steel contact point for the tang of the blade, as well as an over travel stop you could see there. Additional markings in the knife you could see. Let me get a flashlight. Holt Bladeworks inside. And another thing you can see is a serial number and the model number right there, which is 27. The knife flips effortlessly, closes smoothly. It does run on bearings. Really, really great knife. And let me see if I could show you some comparisons so you could see how it matches up with other knives. And I do apologize for the shaking of the camera. Hope that's not too much of a bother. I'm trying to get this all in one go. So overall the knife is about around 4.5 inches on the handle. Blade is about edge 3.5, blade around 3.75, and overall would be about 8.25 about. And to compare it to some other knives, some of the more common knives I've seen around would be the Ontario Rat 1, which is actually a pretty solid comparison. Ontario Rat 2, which is a bit smaller. Paramilitary 2, another knife that is a similar size, however, because of the choil, the Specter does have a little bit more edge into it. We have a Para 3, mini grip, and Kershaw Dividend in M390. And also comparison to something a little bit different that I also am into is traditional folders. So that would be the Great Eastern Cutlery 15 model and the 77. Next I have the Northwoods Lincoln Jack and the Lion Steel Roundhead. So it's a fairly large knife. I want to say super big, but in the medium size. Does go well with the traditional size I typically carry. Firm detent. If I try to just like barely nudge the flipper, that's how far it goes, which is pretty impressive. But that's me being intentionally trying to get it not to flip all the way. But it will always, almost always, I won't say 99%, it'll flip open because of that detent. Is a very solid detent. And holds the blade inside the handle pretty well. And a note that the edge is mirror polished. The blade is also near mirror finish. When you get the knife, he always tunes it. No blade play at all. Knife centers up. I think it's going to be a hair to the presentation side, and I mean quite literally a hair, which is not too bad. Really good fit and finish. Really great knife. I would recommend y'all checking him out. Joe Holt at Holt Bladeworks. Check out his website. See his product, the Specter. Right now, This is called the... Ooh, I don't remember off the top of my head. This is one of their... This is his mid-tier model. He has different... I'm trying to see if it's on here. It's not. Different tiers on the knife. So there's like a basic plain Jane tier. This is the second tier, which is a little bit more customizations, 3D contouring, and then he has his prestige models, which is a little bit more fancied up. It could have inlays, different handle materials, as well as different blade material too, including Damasteel, which I think he has recently shipped out. Highly recommend checking it out. He's also on Instagram if you want to see more pictures of his knives. I haven't seen that many videos, so I did wanted to get this out so people could be more informed about the knife they're getting. This is the Holt Specter from Holt Bladeworks. Really recommend y'all checking him out, and I'm sorry for the shaking of the camera. It's just the mount I have is not very sturdy. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I'll try to get back to it as soon as I can. This is my first video, so I'm trying to get this all in one take. Hopefully it comes out pretty well. If not, I'll probably just reshoot it later, or just wait for your favorite YouTuber to get the review out for this knife so that you could check it out. I just wanted to let people see a little bit more about a really great maker as soon as possible. I got in early-ish on this knife. I think he has about 30 or so knives out on the walls right now. I think he's going to be a great up-and-coming maker. Really great service, really good communication. Him and his wife are a two-man team working on this in this company. She has great communication. She's the one that follows up on most of the emails, while her husband Joe Holt, he's the one that is going to be making the knives, assembling it, things like that. I would highly recommend y'all checking him out. HoltBladeworks.com. Really great. Can't say anything negative about it, really. Flip's perfect. Clip, pretty good. Oh, speaking of clip, before I forget, that's how it looks on the pocket. Does have a slight gap, but that helps with the clearance into pockets, so that's not too bad. Highly recommend y'all check him out. And thank you for tuning into this video. I hope this has helped you learn more about the knife, hopefully about the maker. Pretty sure there's so much more that I didn't cover. I recommend checking out his website so then you could get a little bit more information. This here is just a first look on a really great knife. Thank you.